or industry have good prospects in 2022. And to find out more, we are now connected with financial planner Mas Ngurah Mustakawarman, who will give us more insights about next year's economic outlook. Good morning, Mas Ngurah.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mas Ngurah. Can you hear us?
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I can hear. Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning, Nas and Paul.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you for joining us. So, Mas Ngurah, first of all, I want to know about your opinion about this year's economy. And we know that the pandemic negatively affected the global economy. The situation has gradually improved with the arrival of COVID-19 vaccines. So, what have you learned from this situation?
Okay, thank you, Nas. So we learned that the key of improving the economy is how the vaccine works and how many people that already got vaccine. So according to the data there is 40.4% Indonesian that already got second dose of vaccine, or it's equally with 111 million population. So it's the fifth biggest one in the world right now. So I think it's about how we can make herd immunity faster.
Yeah.
So yeah, something like that.
Okay, so we do know, Mas Ngurah, that a lot of work that we've done over the last 2 years, and including this past year, although vaccines have been rolled out, work is still being done remotely. A lot of businesses have had to adjust from perhaps some of them being offline stores to going online. How is this going to look for next year? Is this still going to be the case for most businesses, or are we going to start seeing more changes, like stores starting to reopen as well?
Yeah, I think in 2022 we will still using remote as the way we work or meeting. I guess hybrid is the new habit in 2022. So even some countries right now trying to make 4 days in the week for their employee. And yeah, I see some shifting and you have it that will change the way we look before pandemic happens. So we also know that the government is also already give a lot of stimulus to many things, from tax policy, and budgeting to the sector that have big impact during the pandemic. So I think we are on the right track. And about the Omicron, we also know that the case is from abroad, and the government have the policy step for someone who came from outside Indonesia. And based on I read on start from December 25, there are some countries that not allowed to enter to Indonesia. Now I think it's a good policy once again, and we also hope as a good citizen we doing health protocol in our daily life. And if we look at the Delta variant in July or until August this year, PPKM policy is effective, but it will cost economic so badly. And yeah, hopefully everything is fine and not as bad as Delta variant.
Yeah, and I think protocols are in place and they will only work. There's one key that needs to be done. We need to follow those protocols. And I think people are more diligent following protocols, especially what happened last year. And I'm all for 4-day work weeks, by the way.
Me too, me too. And Mas Ngurah, we also want to know about the position of Indonesia's economy, maybe in comparison with other Southeast Asian countries. Is it stable, and what are the factors that determine if a country has a secure economy?
Okay, so if we compare with other Southeast Asia countries, Indonesia is better than others because we have a big population and also community like coal and CPO that make a new record in the term of price this year. And the good news is our tax revenue also achieved the target. It's for the first time ever during President Jokowi government, and it's a good news. I can say that we are safe so far. Inflation is also on the right track. And to determine how we can look at when we know the country is in a secure economy, it's like how many is foreign exchange reserve, how about the inflation rate, and how about open employment rate. I think everything right now is on the right track, and hopefully next year it's better. And I guess it will better as long as Omicron is not so bad like Delta.
Right. And we already spoke some numbers earlier, Mas Ngurah, in regards to the government predicting, although we have already had growth, we're actually predicting even more growth next year. You did mention that vaccines have a lot to do with it this year as part of our way to recover the economy. As we've hit approximately 50% by the end of this year, and vaccines continue to be rolled out for the younger age groups as well. What other factors could possibly contribute to economic growth for Indonesia in 2022?
Yeah, thank you. So from my point of view, Indonesia economic outlook in 2022 should be better than 2021, but there are something that we need to watch out first. Like, I said Omicron last. Yeah, Omicron is also have a huge impact. I mean, what is the effect or something like that? And we also know that inflation will be higher than 2021. It's 90% of analysts say yes, it will be higher and then 2021 because the consumption is already increasing. Everyone is already traveling right now, isn't it?
Yeah.
And good prospect to improve our economy is if there is a new program, tax amnesty, in next January, in January 2022. So there will be a positive sign about how many about liquidity in capital markets. So when we can see that on 2016, when there is a tax amnesty, there is a lot of money came from outside Indonesia, and
into
the government will continue the program in 2022. So I think it's a good news for us.
Well, speaking about money that's coming into the country, a large part of that is due to tourism, which we lost out on for the last 2 years. In your opinion, if the Omicron variant is able to be kept under control and we're able to see international travelers not only going outwards but inbound as well, how much do you think that plays into the economic improvement if we're able to kind of recover somewhat in tourism?
Yeah. I see tourism is one of the biggest prospect economy in Indonesia. We know that tourism is also make a lot of money is, but we also know that the policy is still not so quite good. I mean, there's no good sentiment or something like that. So the government is focused on domestic tourism. So how to make this huge population in Indonesia, huge middle income Indonesia, to spend their money or to spend their tourism in just Indonesia.
Right. That makes sense.
Already a lot of places that we can visit, isn't it? Yeah, that makes a multiplier effect, I guess. So from the 200 million people in Indonesia, if they're using their money just for Indonesia tourism, so it will give the biggest impact for our economy.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing about economic improvement, isn't it? It's the fact that when the economy is bad, people tend to like hang on to their money so much and they're afraid to spend it. But that just makes it worse. You know, what you want to do is you want to spend, obviously spend wisely, not like me, but spend in general in order to help revive the economy. And we're constantly seeing more and more of that kind of being pushed forward from our Indonesian government. So that's probably the good way to start.
Yeah, that's what I said to my husband whenever I need to do some shopping.
Good point.
Mas Ngurah, if we want to learn from the 2021, what sector actually contributes the most growth in terms of our economic improvement?
Okay. Like Paul said, that the demand it depends on how to grow the demand, and that will be increasing if everything is fine, everything is stable, and unemployment rate is low. It's the simplification explanation, but how to not get affected by the pandemic, from my personal point of view, we must follow the trend. Like we have a skill that during this pandemic is proven, like digital marketing, online shopping, and something like that. It's a huge potential. I mean, we can see the other point of view that pandemic is not just bad, but also give us a new way to find new business. I mean, a
Okay.
new potential way to make money instead of you just stay at home or just stay in your room, something like that.
Yeah. Mas Ngurah, I have a quick question, and this, I guess, relates to myself personally as well.
What?
My wife at home,
Yeah.
much like many other households, have kind of resorted to doing a little home business because of the
Oh.
pandemic. And a lot of these, we're seeing thousands and thousands of people starting little small businesses because of the pandemic. Do you see this being
Yeah.
sustainable once the economy recovers somewhat to normal? Are these businesses going to still exist, or are people just going to abandon them? Or the other side of it could be people aren't going to be shopping at these businesses anymore because other regular businesses that they're used to will be more available. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah. I think it will be still it will be still exist even when the pandemic is end. Hopefully it ends soon. Because with this kind of social media, with this kind of smartphone, even child under 1 year is already using their smartphone, isn't it? So, so I think this is a huge potential. Everything will be on the will be still active. And according to Bank Indonesia, the e-commerce transaction in 2022 will have value at 530 trillion.
Wow.
Big, isn't it? Wow, 530 trillion in 2022. Yeah.
Wow.
Unreal.
So huge. Yeah. So at least we got 1% from that. It's wow. Isn't it?
Yeah. Actually, Shanaz and I were comparing our e-wallets earlier, and we may have contributed to 1% of that just by ourselves. Anyway, Mas Ngurah, thank you so much for your
Mas
time.
Ngurah.
We really appreciate it, and we do hope that everything stays on the up and up, and we do have a more positive economic outlook for 2022. We
Amen.
wish you all the best, and hope to talk to you again really
Thank
soon.
you, Mas Ngurah.
Stay healthy, Mas Ngurah.
Thank you so much for
Thank you.
having me.
Take care.
So keeping our
See?
hopes up,
Keep shopping.
keep
That's
shopping,
the
keep
key.
spending.
Well, yeah, no, and, this is something that's such great news for us to hear,
Yes,
because
of course.
2020 to 2021 was such a bleak outlook. There was
That's
so
right.
much uncertainty, and the fact that the government and Bank of Indonesia can project numbers like this